If you're on the hunt for a lens that delivers stunning portraits, jaw-dropping product shots, and bokeh that makes your photos pop, stop right here. The Sigma 56mm f1.4 has become one of my favorite lenses, and in today's video I'm going to show you why. Now, when I started taking photography more seriously, everyone was talking about the 50mm focal length, the nifty 50, as this is the most natural looking focal length for portraits. Yes, I'll get onto the 56mm in just a moment. Now, when I was looking for a lens, I was budget conscious at the time as well, so I didn't want to go and blow all my money on some amazing lens when I could have got extra gear as well. Now, there was the Sony FE 50mm f1.8, which was a good price, but it was only 1.8, not terrible. There was a Sony 50mm f2.5 ultra compact lens, however this was only f2.5. There was also the Sony 50mm f1.2 G Master, however this was way out my budget at that time. And then finally we come across to the Sigma 56mm f1.4, and yes, it's 56mm, not 50mm. And technically, because this is an APS-C lens, it's actually like an 84mm, so it's going to be slightly tighter. That being said, I went with the Sigma 56mm f1.4, and boy, it did not disappoint. Before I show you some of the shots that I've taken with this lens and where I have used it, let me just go over some of the features. First of all, look how compact it is. It's really small and light, and it makes it perfect for travel. It weighs less than 300 grams, 285 grams to be specific. It fits perfectly for small lightweight setups. So if you want to run and gun like I do with street photography, this is a great lens to have. It has 9 aperture blades. Look how cool this is. And being an f1.4, this makes it great for low light. Now, the only moving part is the manual focus ring, so not much to go wrong with this lens. And you even get this neat lens hood, which you can clip on just for added protection. Now, if you're going to be shooting video, especially at the lower aperture numbers like f1.4, you're going to need an ND filter to help control the light. Now, the diameter of this lens is 55mm, and most of my filters are actually 82, so I'm going to need a set of step-up rings to be able to use my filters. And this is what it looks like with the step-up rings and the filter on top. So it's still light and compact, it just makes it look a little bit wider. And when I first got my hands on this lens, the first opportunity I got to shoot was the Toronto Exotic Car Show. And then because it is a 56mm, it is a little bit tighter and probably not the most appropriate lens for that day because there's a lot of crowd, so I couldn't encompass the whole car. I had to be quite back off. However, it gave me a unique opportunity to think a little bit differently and capture cars at, well, different angles and maybe just focusing on some of the details rather than encompassing the whole car. The great thing is, because it does have a shallow depth of field, you can have the car in focus and blur out the background and then get away all the distracting people in the shot. This is also great for product photography. I actually use this lens a lot to take some of my recent YouTube thumbnails. If you check out my YouTube channel, some of the thumbnails that I've taken were actually with this lens. So it's really good at just focusing on that product and then having a lovely blur in the background for the surrounding area. I mean, look, the bokeh just looks amazing. This is also great for portraits. I mean, just look at your subject. It's in completely sharp, and then you have this lovely natural bokeh in the background. Last year, when I went to a friend's wedding in Kefalonia, Greece, this is the lens I chose. I didn't take anything else. I just wanted something light and compact, and this is the perfect lens for that. And because it's a 56mm, I had that little bit extra reach as well. So I didn't have to move around so much. I could stay in the position I wanted to. I could still get some wide shots from where I was. And I can also get some close-up shots of the bride and groom. Yeah, another opportunity I got was Toronto Import Fest. And again, I selected this lens. And instead of encompassing the whole car, I'm just looking for details of these cars. And some of the shots are unbelievable. Honestly, some of my favorites again. Portraits and product photography, this lens is absolute king. There has been situations where this lens can be a little bit too tight, but all you got to do is just back up, and once you become accustomed to its focal length, you can capture some absolute bangers. Now, this lens does have a minimum focus distance of 50 centimeters, so even if you want to take up some close-up shots, it still does a great job too. My recommendation is normally not to shoot all the time at f1.4, just increase the aperture a little bit, so at least you can get a little bit more detail in what you're trying to focus on. You can also use this for street photography and take some awesome photos of people. And because it's an f1.4, it's super fast, so you can keep the ISO lower, especially when it comes to low light. If you own this lens or thinking about picking one up, let me know in the comment section down below because I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, give the video a like and consider subscribing for more videos on drones, photography, and everything in between. And if you want to learn more about ND filters, check this video out here. Or if you want some more zoom, some serious zoom, then check this video out here. I'll see you in the next one.